Tonight on Connections Live, we'll introduce you to an artisan of Muncie. We'll meet a new organization that channels your inner geek. We'll talk to a college student with a unique talent for designing. And finally, we'll listen to a special musical guest. Get ready for the last episode of the season. Connections Live starts right now.
Hello and welcome to Connections Live, the show that explores ordinary people who share their extraordinary stories. I'm AJ Brammer.
And I'm Kelsey Burr. Thanks for tuning in for our last show of the season and my fellow host AJ's final show. AJ, are you sad to see the season end?
You know, I definitely am, but we have some great stories lined up for my last show. We're going out with a bang. Let's start things out by meeting a local Muncie woman who has honed a unique craft.
Jan McCure, owner of Sun Valley Studios, creates one-of-a-kind pieces of jewelry using different types of metals and stones.
That's right, Kelsey. A former school teacher, Jan is spending her retirement enjoying her favorite hobby. Let's take a look at Jan's craft.
I'm Jan McCune. I have a one-man business called Sun Valley Studio where I make one-of-a-kind pendants, earrings, and bracelets. And I've had it since I retired 6 years ago from teaching art. And actually, I did not have an art background. I was an elementary school teacher. I did not have one art class in high school. I did not take my first art class till I was 33 years old when we lived in California. When I was teaching art, you're more of a generalist, like a general practitioner. So I was teaching a little bit of everything, and the woman who taught jewelry retired, and I got her classes. And I honestly did not know what I was doing. I would learn how to solder, and then the next day I would teach the kids how to solder. But I fell in love with it. I had been a painter and a printmaker, but somehow metal was what I loved doing. And then after I retired, I bought some of the machines from the school at auction, and I just started learning on my own, going to classes and just working in the studio all the time. And that's how I've learned how to do what I do, just like a lot of trial and error. It's very, very hands-on. I mean, it involves sawing. I'm working with a lapidary machine where I cut my own rocks, I solder. There's something about just all that hands-on work, plus there's a ton of problem solving. Things are always going wrong. Something doesn't work, so then I have to think up a way to do it so that it actually works. And I think it involves more of my brain than some of the other kinds of art that I was doing. I'm an artist engineer, I would say. Yeah, and I just like doing that. It's intellectually stimulating, so that no, I'm not just cranking out things. There's always some new problem to solve for me. I just love doing what I do. I love getting up in the morning and I wake up with ideas and I just want to start working. I get a whole bunch of rocks ready. I get a lot of metal folded or etched or rolled, and then I start collaging things. I just take some of my rocks, I lay them on top of a piece of metal and decide whether or not I like how that looks. And I might have a general idea, but I don't do drawn out sketches. I just start working. And then I'll change things as they go along, until I figure out exactly how I want it. I'm an Indiana artisan. It's a juried group that is, they are promoting the best of Indiana artists and food artisans, and it's like 286 different artists and food artists who have been juried into this, really to help the artists promote themselves and sell their work. So it's kind of an economic development thing for artists. I first started selling to my family, okay, and I think they were just kind. So they would buy things, and then I slowly, I think I had a little gallery over in Lafayette that was interested in my work, and just kind of one thing led to another. But it's all been, just like kind of slowly building, kind of organically. I've never really pursued it a whole lot. It's just kind of happened. It has been very rewarding to also have other people buy my work, and I've got people who collect what I do now, and it's just very rewarding, and it's something I had not felt before. I do this for the love of doing it, and the other's a bonus.
Those pieces of jewelry were awesome. I loved the bracelets.
You should definitely check them out. It's so cool that she's able to have such a personal connection with her work and turn it into something she loves.
Yeah, definitely. You can tell that she spends a lot of time and effort to make each piece unique.
To take a look at Jane's other pieces, or even buy your own piece of jewelry, go to www.sunvalleystudio.com.
I'm going to check out her pieces after the show, but for now, stay tuned. We'll have more Connections Live right after the break.
Don't go away.
Welcome home, man.
Hello, I'm Sue Ann Whirling, the chairperson of the Serving Pets Outreach Team. Our pets are priceless. The love and comfort they offer greatly enriches our lives. They show us companionship, love, friendship, adventure. Unfortunately, in the United States, pet overpopulation leads to millions of euthanized animals each year. The only hope to saving these pets lies with you. With your help, together we can save lives. Visit us online to learn more information on how spaying and neutering can save the lives of millions of pets.
Welcome back to Connections Live. For our next story, we'll talk to the editor-in-chief of Byte, a multimedia news outlet with a focus on video games.
That's right, AJ. Byte is a new student organization at Ball State that just started up this semester. Even though they have a small staff so far, they are an up-and-coming group within the university.
They review different video games as well as create feature pieces and other geek-related media.
This seems different than any other organization I've heard of on campus. Let's take a look at Byte.
I am Joseph Knoop. I am the editor-in-chief of Byte, also one of the co-founders along with Lucas Schmidt. Byte is filling a hole really in the news and the TCOM department, I feel, the journalism department anyway. Like I said, Lucas and I wanted to do video game journalism, and the DN, the ball bearings, all do great work, but there's no way they can facilitate that much content that we feel is necessary to accurately cover this industry. So we decided, let's make Byte, Bud Mesh at first, and let's make Byte this this outlet for people to cover this niche journalism field, which has numerous trade shows, numerous news events happening every single day, controversies and social issues within the industry itself, and really allowing like I said, the validity of video game industries and geek culture industries to thrive within a news outlet, within a telecommunications outlet, and allowing students really to get more opportunities to hone their skills, whether it's news writing, editing, video production, or something like that, web design even, through this fun outlet that really covers something that we perceive as childish fun, but is such a huge thing beyond so many people.
I think it's a vital thing for many places because just not only video games, but like the entertainment and technology field, that's been growing, and there are dedicated magazines and websites and other organizations out there that specialize in technology and video game news. And really in universities like this, they don't teach that. They let you do the newspaper, they let you do television news, but they don't really have anything for niche journalism besides sports. And sports is just such a huge thing that, I mean, everybody kind of knows what sports is. So.
Well, obviously the biggest hurdle is getting it started, getting it approved, and making sure people understand what Byte exactly is. It's not as hard to convey to younger students like ourselves who possibly grew up with video games, and even if we didn't, we have a cultural sense of, yes, video games. But what's really difficult is convincing staff and faculty here at Ball State that this is a really worthwhile endeavor. And certain professors have come to our aid and said, yes, absolutely, I'll throw my weight behind this, and plenty of others I've just made friends with over the years I've been here, year and a half really only, have really said, this looks cool, and as long as you put the work into it, they are confident that it will become something big. So I like the whole story begins. Coming here to Ball State as a transfer student a year and a half into my college career, I knew I wanted to do journalism. I knew I wanted to do video game journalism. But when I was told that there's understandably no way they could facilitate as much as I need, I knew I didn't want any other kid to come here with that sort of same dream and find themselves out of luck. The first semester I was here, I only produced 2 or 3 news stories the entire time because I was just so lost, and I was like, well, what do I do? And thankfully enough, I met Lucas, and he shared a similar passion, so it became this bigger thing. And I take great pride in it, I really do. The fact that people like Connections Live or Ball Bearings think that this is newsworthy, it means that when I leave, hopefully after a year, one more year since I'm a junior, that the class that comes in after us will have a place to keep producing this content as long as they, do believe that it's worthwhile. And I think that we are all a bit of geeks here, there's nothing a college student isn't passionate about. There's always one thing at least. So I really just hope Byte becomes one more outlet here at Ball State to really give the college a bit of pride and a bit of really opportunities for other students.
That definitely seems like a group I'd be interested in. How have I not heard about them yet?
I know, they just started up this semester, but I'm sure we can expect big things from Byte.
Definitely. To learn more about Byte or to read some of their reviews, follow them on Twitter at ByteBSU or head to their website, www.bytebsu.blogspot.com.
For our last story of the evening, we'll meet a young designer who specializes in cosplay costumes.
A cosplay, or costume play, is a hobby in which people dress up as characters from a movie, television show, or video game.
Elizabeth Peck taught herself how to design and has only been designing costumes for about a year, but she's extremely talented.
Let's hear more about Elizabeth Peck.
My name's Elizabeth Peck, and I like to design and wear cosplay costumes. Cosplay is either you kind of make your own costume or you can buy a costume, but it's basically dressing up like a fictional character, someone who doesn't really exist. So I've dressed up as people from video games, Disney princesses, stuff like that. I've always been kind of interested in cosplay. I didn't really get started with it until the summer after I got accepted into the Disney College program. So I got accepted into the Disney College program, which is an internship at Walt Disney World for a semester. So I wasn't coming back to Ball State, so I had a lot of free time. And I read online, I'm a big, huge Kingdom Hearts fan, so I read online that there was going to be like a gathering at Disney World during a Halloween party. So I really wanted to like dress up for that. They said wear cosplay, wear a t-shirt, or whatever, but I had a whole summer to myself, so I was like, well, why not, try and design something for that. It would be super fun. So I went as Kairi from Kingdom Hearts. She's the main female protagonist. I made sort of like a pink dress that she has on with zippers. It was the first thing I ever made, and it's god awful looking at it now, but it was so much fun to wear it. It was such a great experience. I designed the costumes because it gives me something to do with my time, honestly. I love design. I'm a journalism and graphics major, so I love creating things with my hands. I didn't really get into sewing until, like I said, that summer. I had always seen pictures online and stuff of people who had like made these awesome costumes, and I thought that was super cool. So I just wanted to give it a try. Honestly, I just wanted to see if I could do it, and it just kind of spiraled into this. I made Kairi, and now I'm working on Princess Zelda from The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. And from there, I want to keep going. I just want to keep making costumes. I'm constantly inspired to just keep creating. I want more intricate costumes to maybe take on something that I don't really think I can do, but I want to do it anyway. So that's what it's all about. Once my costumes are complete, obviously I had a reason to wear Kairi's outfit. It was for an event, but I had so much fun making it that I just wanted to create something else. So honestly, I don't really have any sort of place to wear these costumes anymore. I just kind of make them because it's fun. I was thinking of maybe like making them to sell in the future, but I don't really believe that I'm that great. Anybody can do cosplay. It doesn't matter if you can sew. I had no idea how to sew when I began. I taught myself everything. It's been so much fun teaching myself how to do everything. It's so rewarding posting, I posted a picture of my almost completed outfit on Facebook the other day, and it got so many, positive reviews and likes. When you're done, it feels amazing. It feels awesome to say I created this. This came out of my own brain. I translated this costume from video game to real life successfully, and it's a super great feeling.
Those costumes were so impressive. I wish I could design something like that. I should ask her about tips for next Halloween.
That sounds like a great idea. I bet you'll be a talented seamstress in no time, Kelsey. She's definitely talented, though, especially for only designing for such a short time.
Definitely. What a great story to end the season with.
I couldn't agree more, but we're not quite finished yet. Stay tuned for a very special musical guest. Connections Live will be right back.
You should always wear a helmet. It will protect your head. It is also a good idea to wear elbow and knee pads. Follow rules about safe riding. Ride behind friends, not beside them. Remember to stop at stop signs and obey traffic rules.
Know what signals you need to use. Ride your bike with the traffic and stay on the right side of the street.
Look both ways before you cross the street. Watch for people and cars.
Don't wear anything that could get caught in your wheels or gears.
Take good care of your bike. Bike riding is great summer fun and exercise.
Be safe! Pay attention!
My name is Emmy Kaiser. I do a lot of exhibitions and things with sports, basketball and tennis, and I also help coach at the Y for wheelchair tennis. With tennis, usually I hit with an able-bodied person, and we'll just do points here and there just to show them what it's supposed to look like, and then go back, talk to them, say, this is what's going on here, the difference is, hop in my chair, here's a racket, try it.
My name is Jennifer. I volunteered at A Better Way and Morrison Woods Health Center. Part of volunteering is just being there and being with the people. It makes people think more about including me or other people with disabilities.
My name is Sydney Comer. The majority of my volunteering has been with the disability advocacy group on campus. From my standpoint, I feel like people with disabilities, people without, need to have more of a common ground. There's so much knowledge and there's so many relationships that can be built within the community. And this is my Muncie. And this is my Muncie.
And this is my Muncie.
Jeff Jarrett on him.
Welcome back to Connections Live. We're happy to have two talented musicians with us this evening.
Mark Poe, JT Hawk, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
And this is the band Black Watch.
Black Watch.
So how'd you guys first meet? How'd you guys get started?
Well, actually, I worked human resources at a factory, and part of the orientation process, I met JT.
And I kind of bullied him into it. It was the whole hair like that. You either got to play guitar or you just really like long hair. And he said, well, yeah, I'm a musician. I ain't played in a while. So, well, why don't you come out and jam with me?
Right.
And it took me about 2 months, but eventually I bullied him into it. And he's been with me ever since. And today is our 1-year anniversary.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
We've met and been playing together. So.
Yeah. So who would you say are some of your musical influences?
Ooh. Okay, don't let the tattoos fool you, but started out with Elvis Presley. Got my mom really upset when I started listening to Kiss and Alice Cooper, and moved on to White Zombie, and from White Zombie I moved on to George Strait, Elton John, Bernie Taupin, some of the greatest songwriters and people like that just really kicked into what started happening to me accidentally.
So if people want to learn more about you guys, or and if you guys have any shows coming up, what can you tell us about that?
Actually, we do have a show coming up. Our buddy Willie Olds there in Selma, Indiana, has the Corner Cupboard, which they're going to be doing the grand opening of the store there. It's like a mom and pop store, which is about time we had some of those, because that's the whole reason for the kind of music I do. It's small towns, it's Americana, it's what it is. And Willie and them have asked us to come out there and help them out doing some music, and that's what we're going to be doing. You can find that out on JT Hawk and Black Watch at facebook.com. Pretty much that's about it.
Well, guys, thank you guys so much for stopping by this evening. And AJ, this is your last show. How do you think it went?
Yeah, I don't know about you, Kelsey, but I definitely think this was the best show we've had all year. I came into Connections Live 4 years ago as a wide-eyed freshman. It was my first experience with any sort of media at Ball State. Such a great organization, great message. They really do tell such fantastic stories. So for that to come full circle, and for me to end my last semester here at Ball State University hosting Connections Live, not to mention hosting with just one of my best friends, it's definitely been a good ride and a great way to go out.
Yes, you almost made me tear up there, AJ. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to Connections Live, the show that brings you ordinary people
who share their extraordinary stories. Ladies and gentlemen, Black Watch.
This song here is written for the heroes of our heroes, the ladies and the gentlemen who stayed behind while their loved ones went to war. A song called How I Wish. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hard time without you here. I just had to hear your voice so I could make it through. Without you here right now, things aren't so clear. It just keeps getting harder as every day goes by. Without you in this home of ours, well, I just sit and cry. Oh, how I wish you were here. Wrap your arms around me, chase away all my fears. Hold me for forever till the end of days go by. Tell me that you love me, make these fears of mine subside.
how I wish I don't mean to sound so childish, that I'm crazy about you. From the first time that you kissed me, my love for you came through. So I dressed up in your shirt today. I thought to way back when we were on my mom's front porch, and I prayed this would never end. Now the nights keep growing colder without you here with me. Beside me growing older, well, that's where you're supposed to be. Oh, how I wish you were here. Wrap your arms around me, chase away all my fear. Hold me for forever, till the end of days go by. Tell me that you love me, make these fears of mine subside. Oh, how I wish she just kept on talking. She heard a car door slam outside, and through the door came running. She jumped and squeezed my neck and cried. Oh, how I wished you were here. Now wrap your arms around me and chase away all my fear. And hold me for forever, 'cause that's what you're supposed to do. Tell me